Man, early voting has just taken off like a bloody rocket. As of the time of the recording of this video, there have been roughly 42 million early votes cast. For a bit of perspective, that's nearly 20% of the registered voting populace. That's a lot of fucking people that have already voted, and we're still just about 2 weeks away from the election. And the numbers, while the Democrats are trying to make it look good, in the grand scheme, are actually not. See, the Democrats have been pushing extremely hard for early voting and mail-in voting. And so far, pretty much everyone has agreed they represent about 50 to 55% of early votes cast. Now, the Republicans are about 25 to 30, and independents are about 20 to 25. So you would have to assume that either half or all independents are voting Democrat, which, according to the Democrats themselves, they aren't. According to some top people in the Biden campaign, the battleground states are still only a point or two separate. They aren't saying which way they're separate, but they're only a point or two. Which, let's give the Democrats the best benefit of the doubt here, that they are in the Democrats' favor. Let's say Texas, which has the largest of the early voting turnout, let's say that they're 2 points ahead for Biden. Considering how much effort Biden and the Democrats have put into early voting, that's not good. They needed a much stronger lead to be able to stop Trump and the Republicans from actual election day voting just surpassing them in large swaths. You probably needed that double-digit point difference in order to survive this. And yes, I know I've said only 20% of registered voters have voted right now. The issue is, in the 2016 election, we only saw a 55% turnout of registered voters. So when I say 20% of registered voters have voted, what I really mean is something in the ballpark of 30-40% of people that are going to vote have already voted. Again, that's not a good sign for the Democrats. The Republicans, you can say what you want about them. They are consistent. They vote. They go out and vote. They always vote. Their numbers are consistent throughout the board. You can look at every presidential election for the last 2-3 decades. Their numbers are fairly consistent. It's the Democrat ones that fluctuate heavily. And it's usually based on morale and just how you can drum up your base. And unfortunately for the Democrats, the big thing with them this year is they can't save their fucking base. They can't energize their fucking base to save their goddamn lives. The base is too damn busy going out and burning down cities. They aren't voting. That's the problem here. They just are not voting. Come election day proper, they are going to just be outnumbered by Republicans far and wide. And a lot of independents are not voting Democrat this year because the Democrats, especially in the last few months, have just gone too fucking insane. Independents can see that a lot of what the Democrats are calling for would not work. Independents can see that a lot of what the Democrats have been doing is absolutely just insane in and of itself. There are so many cities that are just hard blue that you hear story after story of people that have lived there their whole lives, that have voted blue their whole lives, that are now voting red because of the rioting, the looting, the burning. Again, you can try and salvage this all you want. You can say, oh, well, only 90%, only 10% of the protests actually turned into riots. Those 10% are more than enough to tell people, I shouldn't vote for the people that are endorsing this. When it's your home, when it's your business that gets looted, vandalized, burned, suddenly you have a big shift in who you think should run things. There are plenty of places and plenty of states that are still going to go hard blue, because they always do. California. But there are a lot of battleground states that they say are going to go blue that absolutely are not. We're seeing a very similar situation to the 2016 polling, and I think that we're going to see a very similar situation to the 2016 results. It's amazing how much, if you look back almost to the day 4 years ago, the media, the pollsters, etc., are saying the same goddamn thing, if not enhancing it. Hell, Nate Silver's map is more blue this election than it was in the Hillary election, and we know that she had a 99.2% chance to win, right? This is not a good look for the Democrats right now. They need larger numbers if they want to win. They just can't get those. Yes, they're leading early voting, as they should. That has been their bread and butter forever. They come out to polls strong early, and then polling or election day proper, they get fucking squashed by the Republicans who vote that day. That's what happened in 2016. That's what's going to happen in 2020. I don't care how they scream about mail-in ballots, considering how many cases of just, oh, we found a bag of ballots in a swamp somewhere, or how many incidents of, oh, well, I turned in a ballot for my wife. Was I not supposed to do that? Well, yeah, she's dead. I didn't know that. We've mail-in ballot voting in this large a number has been shown to just be just rampant with horrible, horrible shit. So that is not going to matter. It doesn't matter if places like Pennsylvania allow for mail-in ballots to be counted 3 days after the election. You'll flip a couple of states from this. You absolutely will. You're not going to flip enough to beat Trump. That's the key here. Even if we're just going by the 2016 numbers, even if that's the exact same and you flip Pennsylvania, that's not enough to win. Trump still wins the election. I've said this so many times, and I'm going to repeat myself yet again. I want the Democrats to get better. I want more than a two-party system, let's be fair here, but I want at least two parties to actively have something to vote for. I don't like it when there's only one fucking party that does anything of worth or that is worthy to be voted for. That's not healthy. That's how you create systems where they have a supermajority, and any one party should not have that 2/3 supermajority. I don't care which side it is. Neither side should have so much power that they can literally do anything of their own accord. I don't care if that's Democrat. I don't care if that's Republican. Neither side should have that kind of power. And if the Democrats don't shape up, that's what's going to eventually happen. And that terrifies the fuck out of me. The Democrats have already screwed themselves over because now the Republicans, for a long-ass time, are going to have control of the Supreme Court, which should never have been the situation to begin with, because A, if they were smart, they would have retired when they should have, but B, and this is more important, this shouldn't be a political thing with the Supreme Court, but welcome to the modern age. They already have control of the Supreme Court. No matter how many temper tantrums the Democrat senators throw, they can't stop it. So that's one branch that is going to be in their hands for a long time. I don't want the other two to be completely in their hands as well. So the Democrats need to shape up, or they need to dissolve and let a new party come in that can go toe-to-toe with the Republicans. I'm not saying this is a person that hates the Republicans, though they're politicians, ergo I hate them. I'm saying this is, again, a person that thinks one party should not have complete and total control. If we're going to be in a two-party system, we need the two fucking parties. That's the deal here. Democrats, please, I'm begging you, fix your shit. Because what you're doing right now is not working. We're seeing from the polls right now, it's not working. Yes, you've got the early vote numbers. Congratulations. Watch that be destroyed come election night. Of course, the media is going to basically refuse to call anything. The media is going to try and push back the election as far as they fucking can. Anyone with common sense will see the exit poll numbers and will tell you right away, no, you ain't coming back from this. I will be absolutely stunned if this is even close. Democrats, please get better. We need two parties for a two-party system to fucking work. Is that so much to ask for? Apparently in 2020, doing a competent job is considered racism, so what the fuck do I know? The math machine begging for just any level of competence and being disappointed because welcome to the modern age. Haha. Peace out.